Welcome back, everybody, to the Invest This Podcast 2.0, Wealth Mindset, where we talk to the elite in real estate investment to dive into their mind to see what separates them from the pack. I want to welcome back Josh Gayman with us today. Josh, how are you, man?
I'm awesome, Scott, man. Glad to be on the show.
I'm getting really, really excited going into 2020. New decade, new time, new opportunities. So really pumped about that. What does your daily routine look like? Because I've studied and read a lot about some very successful people, not just in business, but also in health and in life, right? Because there's a lot more than money to make you wealthy in life. But anyways, they all seem to have a common theme, and that's that they have a morning routine or they have something that they do every single day that continues to keep pushing them, right? I know that I've incorporated that into my own life. What does that look like for you?
This year, I would say at least 90%, probably 95%. I very rarely miss a morning. Every day, I'm taking the kids to school and I'm walking them into class. I've got a third grader and a second grader. And so I take them into class. Sometimes we'll get there a little early and do some homework. Sometimes we'll just chill. I'll sit with them in the cafeteria for a minute or whatever. Sometimes I just walk them right there and leave, right? But I like to do that.
We all get in slums, right? Like, what happens when you get off track a little bit? And I know that's kind of a tough question.
No, that's a great question, man. I double, triple, or sometimes 10x down on my vision and gratitude. So like literally and what usually will throw me off is having a slow week, having a slow month, having a slow quarter. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. So what I do is I try to focus on what is going right and what's most important, right? Like, I don't care how bad business is. Like, if my kids are healthy, like that's always an easy thing to be grateful for, right? Or the fact that I have the kids, right? Or you have a great relationship, or whatever it is. So especially, I know a lot of entrepreneurs out there, we're always trying to grow. We're always thinking about more and more and more, which is awesome. But it can be kind of a double-edged sword, right? When things don't go exactly as we want, it feels like a gut shot. And sometimes it's just little side jabs, a little thing. Those side jabs, they add up. And so, like I said, what I mean by double, triple, or 10x downing on that is I read more chapters of that book, Science of Getting Rich, right? Maybe I tap into the Bible that day. Maybe I just lay down and try to focus on the vision, right? Of all the things that I want and actually visualize like whatever is going wrong, turning around and working better. So one of the things, and there might be listeners out there that are kind of like me. Some people, when things are going wrong, they'll just strap up and grind harder. And there's definitely, we all need to do that, right? Like that's just part of it, right? Like you said, we're creatures of habit. We all are, regardless if we like consistency more or we need to mix it up a little bit. We're still all creatures of habit. So we all have to grind. There's times where you just got to sit down and grind. But before I do that, sometimes I got to sit back and go, wait a minute, why isn't this working? And so think about the vision, think about what I'm grateful for, and let that carry me into, again, what are the best activities I need to do? Not just rush and I'm going to make more calls right now, right? Because it might not be that you're not making enough calls. It might be what you're thinking while you're making those calls. And that's just one example. But that's it, man. Focus on the vision, focus on gratitude. A couple days of intensely doing that will always bring you back around. Money's cool, possessions are cool, but there's got to be something more to it, right? Because there's tons of people out there that are rich and they're just empty. And I know it sounds like, even myself, sometimes I'm like, I hear people talking about this stuff and I'm like, they're such liars. But that really is, what it's all about is like, how can you have an abundance and give back more? And that's where it really feels good to the soul, right?
Do you have any final last things to share here?
No, man, I appreciate you having me on. I hope everybody listening got something out of this. I hope you didn't speed up the podcast to 1.5 or 2, because I talk on 3, so you probably couldn't understand anything. You maybe you started on 1.5 or 2 and slow back down. But I appreciate you having me on here, man. I hope these nuggets help somebody out there. If anybody wants to reach out to me, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff, and I'm always around.
Sounds good, man. Well, Josh, appreciate you being here, man. Always good to chat. I'm sure you'll be on here again. So for all you listeners out there, thanks for being here. And, have yourself a phenomenal rest of the day.